Welcome back. New game, new rules. Okay, make sure I'm still in the dang picture here because I'm going to try to hold some things. Okay, I'm doing a duo video. I have more than one site. America, you suck. You suck. This goes out to Korea, South Korea. Yovo seo anyong hasha mika pangu jangi in the house. That'll get them laughing. Okay, so today I'm going to disclose a biohack because I'm sick of UFO stuff. I'm definitely sick of law enforcement is an understatement. I'm supposed to be helping them out, but they are acting inappropriately and have no respect and forgot about good versus evil and is turning the planet into evil, quite frankly. So watch, we're going to go big. For those of you who have been following me with your UFO stuff, Mr. Sean Verminator, thanks for writing a song using my voice, my lyrics, and using the word Arcella. My Martindale Hubble attorneys have informed me that sheet music is worth a lot of money. I'm thinking a cease and desist or an apology is in order. But hey, I'm in control. So watch this. Elon Musk is after oral technology. He doesn't care about making the handicapped normal or any of that shit. He is after oral technology. In other words, the Wi-Fi router in our brain that's built into us that I'll show you how it works and show you what I did. Okay? Now, I have a whole crap load of disabilities, so it's kind of embarrassing, but I've got bilateral trigeminal neuralgia, and I'm immunodeficient, and I have chronic fatigue syndrome from doing radiation treatments, plural, even though there's only one on the books. Where's the second or more? I wonder. Let's go there. This is called How to Hack UCLA, Make a Friend, and Get a Pizza Delivered while you're standing outside having a cigarette on a no-smoking campus. There's a hint on the time frame. Changed over. All right. Trigeminal neuralgia is just like having seizures, except it's so bad with the pain that most of us kill ourselves within 3 years. The traditional number is about 50%, and if you look it up, it's accurate. We die off. Now, if you can manage surviving the pain and learn how to meditate and breathe right and do stuff like that, it can be flipped into oral technology. No shit. So let's go there. Trigeminal neuralgia. This chronic pain condition affects the trigeminal nerve or fifth cranial nerve, which carries sensation from your face to your brain. If you have it, even mild stimulation of your face, such as from brushing your teeth or putting on makeup, may trigger shock-like pain. It's a little worse than that. If I have a nightmare when I'm sleeping, I wake up with shattered teeth, especially when law enforcement family thinks it's funny to entertain themselves that I'm not disabled. Boy, oh boy, is my Martindale Hubble attorney crew ready for you, Sheriff. I told you I was going to bankrupt your commercial insurance policy. Now I might bankrupt the town. So, fifth cranial nerve. Mine was the V4 nerve, so that's a little bit different. But I want to show you on the pyramids. I spoke about they can shovel, and it's not a shovel, I'm just doing a metaphor. A little scoop of soil based on the color and literally pull out liquid mercury, the ink, all kinds of stuff, simplistically. And nowadays we're using the most advanced technology to come up with waterproofing for concrete, stuff like that. Same technology. This, and I'll put the links up here so you can read it on your own free time. And those with you with cell phones, sorry. I'm up in the corner so you're not going to see me, so you're going to have to figure out how to see me. This is the prime example. This shows you that if somebody eats a brain and survives, they have this function. as opposed to doing all the tests. Now, I'm not recommending you go out and start eating brains to find out that you have this gene. But what I'm saying is in traditional older days, that's how they did science. Okay? So you can look that one up. Okay, this is where we start getting interesting. This pertains to my gift, Elon Musk gifts, anyone who's gifted. Second brain found in the heart and gut neurons. Second brain sounds like a soul, or wait for it. The brain trains the heart, which trains the soul. So, is it a second brain? My second brain has been identified as below my zipper, so I try to use the one up top to train my heart, to train my 3 souls. And by the way, Elon Musk has 3 disabilities plus 1 to give him that bonus, and so do I. I've back engineered him, so duh. Okay, I only have limited options to do surgery because anything invasive, like cutting into the skin and digging through too much, is going to cause infection, meningitis, and then kill me. That's not too good. But if they make a mistake and hit the wrong area, they only do the left side or the right side, my nose could drain into my mouth like a waterfall constantly, paralysis on that side of the body, neurological tics, etc., etc. In other words, it ain't going to be pretty. And there's high odds on that, believe it or not. And I have it bilaterally, both sides, which is extremely rare. Lucky me. So, tell you about some other conditions I got. I was diagnosed with dystonia, but it was early, and the original brain scan showed what would appear to be MS lesions because they found 3 to 5 millimeter scattered foci throughout my frontal lobes. So basically I should be dumb as dirt, because the last time I did a thin slice MRI in the front was over a decade ago. Yeah, we don't have that where I'm at. Yay, country. Okay, and how do I know I have this? There's only one condition that picks off multiple sclerosis very easily, and it's called the bear hug. When I get aggravated, it feels like a bear's choking me, squeezing my chest area. It's hard to breathe, etc., etc., and that is a symptom that is multiple sclerosis, not dystonia. But that's okay, it was early. Now, I hate looking at this because I had this done, we'll say a handful of times, except my scars are on the side of my temple here, and you can see them, and from time to time they swell up. And what they did before we do stereotactic radiosurgery is they stick a needle in, and they can have a fiber optic camera go through it. It's not a small needle. They can have that a small nano camera go in to take a peek. They can use a poker tool, a laser. It's a multi-purpose little tool. I say it's a needle because I had to have it done and I didn't want to think how big it was. Anyway, this must be the new way they do it. Mine was on the side here more direct, so probably a better procedure. I had this done over a handful of times. Then you qualify to get stereotactic radiosurgery. And here's what the machine looks like, but mine did not look like this. Mine looked a little bit more like a satellite dish that unfolded, so maybe the technology's changed and they've cleaned it up. Mine looked like this little guy here, and it unfolded, believe it or not. I thought they were messing with me and a satellite was coming out. But the technician and me became friends. He told me he didn't have to do anything but put the programming in, and that was really a mistake because I had to have a cigarette with him after my treatment with my doctor in the parking lot. I'll tell you where the spot is if you're UCLA, but it is a no smoking campus, even though I smoke there. So that's the machine. You get this really cool mask, and people with my condition, if you try to touch my face, I'll probably clothesline your ass, but other than that, I'm very friendly, and it holds you down so you don't move. So somebody who got my storage unit has my name on that mask, and that mask was used to give me oral technology and open up the router in my mind. Now, you're going to say wireless speech isn't possible. My grandfather taught me it through the natives. The wind talkers do it, and they've never had their code cracked. And I would have to say that sending a smoke signal in the air is oral technology because no words are said. Now, what did I do? Lean back for a sec. What I did was we went back and we did a second surgery. We timed how long it took for the nerves to regenerate, meaning stereotactic radiosurgery for trigeminal neuralgia is a failure because the nerves regenerate. So it's a temporary fix. The nerve blocks are a temporary fix. But I was out of options and desperate. So being a terminal patient that was going to have a waterfall come out of my mouth, out of my nose into my mouth permanently, and I actually met somebody who had that, just so you know. They were not very happy with life, and I back engineered where they went wrong with that person as opposed to how to actually do it correctly. Now, I found a thin protein around an area of the brain that is the Wi-Fi. And we hit it with stereotactic radiosurgery, broke down that protein, and the nerves regenerated, grew around it, and now I have oral technology built into me. What do you know? Wonder if that has something to do with me making a deaf normal and OCD and PTSD. Anyway, gave me the ability to learn a whole bunch of stuff, but 3 words, the most important thing to me. The glycerin mix is temporary, but that is utilized to time the nerve regeneration for direction and accuracy. And since I already had my mask, they billed, I think, $75,000, dude. 75 grand to map out my brain. Now, here's what's funny. How you going to steal my story? I'm the only one. I got a stack of these. Law enforcement was in my house claiming I was faking disability. These were sitting underneath my ottoman, underneath their feet when they had their flashlight on, looking around on the floor for weapons or my cat. The whole time. Man, my sheriff is stupid. All right. And they investigated me for disability fraud. Here's what's funny. I'm terminal and I'm trying to stay alive, dick. Minus the cigarettes. So what did this allow me to do? Let's see. Here's one thing. Wireless device reads brain signals, turns them into speech. And I lost my speech when I had my 3rd seizure and all my teeth were shattered. And I had tendon damage to my jaw. Thanks, Sheriff. Thanks, silly train track driver that only goes 77 miles an hour average. 77 miles an hour for a train. That reminds me of law enforcement because they're at about 77 miles an hour. But in Europe and Asia, those same trains average 100 miles an hour faster, have a faster top end of over 250 miles an hour. And Canada's now shooting for over 500 to 600 miles an hour. We're still at 77 miles an hour with the oldest diesel technology in the world. That's what I think of law enforcement too. Old technology. Good luck to you. Sink or swim in the ocean. The sharks will love you. Good food. So, this will explain to you how they've actually done this with an electrode and actually made this work. Now, wireless speech, data transmission, and more is actually available. If you want to call it lost technology, it's not silly. I'll explain it better. We're not old enough as the human race to have that turned on. And as a matter of fact, this is what's happening in the United States. It's not happening in other countries. Some a little bit, but here's what's happening in America. Everyone wants to play God. Everyone wants to go on YouTube and be a star. Everyone wants to be a rap, rock, hip-hop some kind of star, overnight, 2 seconds, easy fix. It don't work that way. And when you play God, steal land from the natives, let them go extinct, you're playing God. When you invent harp to play weatherman, you're being God. When you pull up to a stoplight and you're shooting each other, you're playing God. So, what do I think about America? Well, I'm an American and I used to be proud. Not anymore. Country's an embarrassment. If somebody else wants to knock me for saying that and I'm un-American, screw you. So many better countries out there, it's ridiculous, and I'll gladly go there. You send me with the plane ticket, I'm gone. How's that? South Korea, in every single apartment structure, since the early 60s, probably 50s, has built bomb shelters in the bottom of apartment buildings. It's done in the Ukraine, too. Have you noticed? Where are you going to go in the United States when this happens? They're not helping you, the government. They don't care about you. Be real. Now, Elon Musk is a subcontractor for them. So if you think he's going to give you this technology, he's not. So, why am I telling you this? Well, I'm kind of pulling the plug and I'm stopping my treatment, so I figure I can make it till winter. But if somebody frazzles me, it'll go faster. So, I'm looking forward to getting off this shithole planet. Now, I made a mistake. I uncapped my brain, and we didn't realize that you could have put a cap on it, utilized kind of a backup feature, but the truth is I beat the odds of my survival rating that were given from the best of the best at UCLA. They gave me 3 to 5 years, and they said if I made it to 10, it would be a miracle, and I would hate life. Damn, were they right. Okay, I'm at over 15, so I have 3 times it. Now, my next seizure will most likely take my tongue off because my teeth are shattered thanks to the sheriff, maybe ex-sheriff here soon, that thought it was funny to use "we're all blue and we're innocent." Pfft, I was sent to help them. What a bunch of jack-offs. So watch this. If my tongue comes off, I'm going to let you in on some secrets. I have let out a few inventions. You bet. One of them's a 4-inch PVC pipe for all those people that hate bass music. And here's what it does. Takes out the electronics in your car, the rectifiers, the bridges, the diodes. So if you can solder, I figure it'll cost you about $1,000 of your time in taking it all apart if you can salvage the PC boards. But if you can't, you have to replace your main computer that's probably underneath your passenger seat, your amps, your speakers, and your car will sit dead when I pull the trigger. I'll release it to the public. I already have. That means if I put one on my roof, no one can drive down my block. That's a pretty cool gift. But I spent a lot of money protecting myself from noise. Kind of not fair to be disabled and have some people inducing seizures. So watch this. This is a cool deal. Tongues for Technology. You should read this. What it does is it teaches you about the different things that you can do with your mouth utilizing electronics. Really, really cool stuff, okay? Now, this entire video is dedicated to South Korea for my education and to sorority row at UCLA. Whoever watched that Kiefer Sutherland movie and turned me on to it, This Is a Good Day to Die, oh, man, that was kind of cool shit. Except I was the only one who did it. And there were some side effects. I had to pull a ventricle out of my nose while I was at a family-type gathering with about 30 people. And I told my buddy that I had done a second surgery off the books and that I wasn't feeling so hot. And it happened that morning, and my nose started bleeding, and I pulled it out, and it started bleeding in front of him, and he tripped out and thought I was picking my nose. And then said, "Dear God, you just had brain radiation, and you're pulling ventricles out." Just one. It hurt. Damn. It's like pulling a hair out of your nose. Anyway, just wanted to tell Sorority Row I did not forget about the people who helped me. I do not ever forget, and I wanted to say thank you. And hey, I wrote it down. This is dedicated to some old friends. LOL. Hey, dude, the shit worked. And there was a gal. You want to do a Turing test? Not the Elon Musk one. The Elon Musk Turing test is different than a regular test. The Elon Musk test is he performs oral fellatio, I'm satisfied, then that becomes the true Turing test as I emotionally responded, as I'm still human. So, biohacking disabilities is fun, and I should not be able to even speak at this time, let alone think, let alone come up with solutions for making a deaf normal, OCD, PTSD, not having to use a vibrator on your throat to speak. At times in my videos, you'll notice my voice, I'm using inhaling and exhaling. When I inhale, it changes. When I exhale, it becomes like Darth Vader, so the inhaling's better. Still working on it. What else have I done? All kinds of stuff. Turn your dreams off at night utilizing landrace indicas. And just smoke one little bowl before you go to sleep. Turn your dreams off. Get a good night's rest. And that will help out PTSD. And for me, it prevents me from having seizures in my sleep, waking up to a nightmare. Absolute, man, a nightmare to a real nightmare. That is freaky. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm really bored with my America site, and I'm switching back to some foreign countries as they're way more humble, want to survive this nuclear disaster, and are updated way, way more. Because, see, when I did year one, they listened, and then I went into these topics. So they're a year to 2 years ahead of you, but don't worry. Someone will say, I don't understand, I'm stupid, and then steal it for their UFO site or some bullshit. And defy God. And kill their soul. God bless you, man. Heaven's crowded, dude. I don't want to wait in line at the cafeteria. You are fixing that problem, and thank you. Anyway, this has been an episode of New Game, New Rules, keeping it positive with negativity. Stay tuned. Next one, I may talk about how I biohacked hearing and do a little bit more algorithm work into it. And don't forget the Turing test. Suck it.